Let us see April 5 Indian Express. First article is related to running out of time, climate action feasible and affordable, says IPCC. Okay, stressing on stronger action in near term. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said that global greenhouse emission need to peak by 2025 at the latest if the world wanted to restrict temperature rise to within 1.5 degrees Celsius from pre-industrial times. Further, global emission would have to be reduced by 43% from the current level by the year 2030 in order to meet the 1.5 degrees Celsius target. IPCC has provided an assessment action that are being taken and where they will take us in the fight against climate change. Many effective methods to scale up climate actions were not only available but also feasible and affordable, even though these varied across sectors and region. Okay, there has been a consistent expansion of policies and laws addressing mitigation. This has led to avoidance of emission that would otherwise have occurred. In many countries, policies have enhanced energy efficiency and reduced the rate of deforestation and accelerated technology deployment, leading to avoided in some cases reduced or removed emission. It also noted that targeted policies had ensured a consistent fall in the unit cost of several low emission technologies. From 2010 to 2019, there has been sustained decrease in the unit cost of solar energy 85%, wind energy 55%, lithium ion batteries 85%, and large increase in their deployment. This is what the article about. For example, sensors, Internet of Things, robotics, artificial intelligence can improve the energy management in all sectors and increase the energy efficiency. However, some of the climate change mitigation gains can be reduced or counterbalanced by growth in demand for goods and services due to the use of digital devices. The estimated money required for scenarios that limit the global warming to 2 degree or 1.5 degrees Celsius are 2 to 6 times greater than the current financial flows. That's all. Next article that we are moving into is related to inner circles of 7 kept deals under wrap until end. Name of HDFC Bank and HDFC Limited that was to be put up at the press conference for merger announcement of the two entities for printing after midnight Sunday. A bigger balance sheet and broader capital base will allow the combined entities to leverage greater flow of credit and enable underwritings of large ticket loans. Next article that we are moving into is related to check emission. Check emissions faster of nothing will help after 2030 IPCC report. No amount of climate action after 2030 will be good enough to limit the rise in global temperatures within 1.5 degrees Celsius if the emission pathway is not altered significantly in the next few years, IPCC has said in the latest report. Even the 2 degrees Celsius target in that case would rely on rapid acceleration of climate actions after 2030. That 2015 Paris Agreement aims to hold the global rise in temperatures within 2 degrees Celsius from the pre-industrial times while striving to keep it below 1.5 degrees Celsius. The latest IPCC report reinforces the message that it is common to all such reports in the last few years. The early action is key to minimize the impact of climate change. Long-term or mid-century targets are no longer viable because once the temperature rise crosses a threshold, it would become extremely difficult, if not possible, to pull it back within a short period of time. Already, most projections show that even with the best of efforts, the temperature rise would most likely overshoot 1.5 degree to 2 degrees Celsius targets before they can brought back by the end of the century. We have detailed as many as 60 different options and pathways, and concrete measures can lead to 40 to 60% reduction in the global emission. For instance, food waste reduction is an efficient mitigation tool. Likewise, nutrition and dietary choices made shifting a plant-based diet, for example, can help reduce emissions. Such choices can reduce emission by 45% from the nutrition sector alone. Choices we make in transportation as well as cycling and walking to cover the short distance can lead to the emission reduction. While this is an individual choice, the cities have to be made walkable. including a substance reduction in overall fossil fuel use, deployment of low emission energy sources. That's all. Next article that we are moving into is related to Quatra, an envoy to Nepal named as next foreign secretary. After incumbent Harshavardhan Shringla retires on April 30. Okay. The next article is related to will welcome tribal displaced during Salva Judum Bagel. Andhra Pradesh during Salva Judum when armed tribals were appointed as special police officers to combat Maoist. Okay. The next article is related to portal launched for ease of doing business in broadcast. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting on Monday launched a Broadcast Seva portal on online portal aimed at improving the ease of doing business in the broadcast industry. The Broadcast Seva portal will reduce the turnaround time of application and at the same time will help applicants track their progress. According to this article, you have to know more about Paika rebellion and Bakshi Jagabandhu. In 1817 in Odisha it happened. Next article is related to Samson option. Imran is refusing to follow his many civilian predecessors who quietly left when shown the door by the army. In Pakistan, civilian leader who have defined the army found themselves in prison, executed or exiled. Imran has made bold to take on the army, test the boundaries of national ideology. In brazenly refusing to let the National Assembly vote upon no confidence vote against him and getting president to dissolve the assembly, Imran is not only looking the army in the eye. Imran has qualities that his predecessors lacked, except Gulfigar Ali Bhutto. He is deeply aware of Bhutto's defiance, which ended in the execution in 1979. Imran's narrative that he is a self-made man and is only partly true and does not square with the fact that he was selected by the army as a prime minister in 2018 election. The army hoped that Khan could provide a handsome and modern face for the army rule and help destroy older political formations. In the past, the army chiefs were the ones who betrayed the civilian PMs who appointed them. Ziaul Haq turned against Gulfigar Ali Bhutto and Musharraf ousted Nawaz Sharif. This time, it is Imran Khan who is betraying the army that ensured that this opponent were defeated in 2018 election. Being the first PM to boldly subvert the constitution, until now that was privilege of the army. To make matters worse, Khan has been incompetent in governing Pakistan, has deepened Pakistan's economic crisis and sharpened the internal conflict and worsens its international relation. Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan and pandered to their extreme demands such as expulsion of French ambassador over the question of Palestine. Femi. His attempt to align with Turkey and set up a new Islamic bloc angered Pakistan's traditional friends in Gulf and Saudi Arabia and UAE. Army ensured that he stepped back. The army negotiated a ceasefire with India and Bajwa opened the door for modest agenda of confidence building with India, including on trade. But Khan overruled the move by citing India's 2019 constitutional changes in Kashmir. The army voted those plans. Now it is the civilian leaders who take more hawkish line on Kashmir and relation with India. Khan has also praised India's independent foreign policy, long nurtured a close strategic partnership with US and West. As US-China relations deteriorated, he moved closer to Beijing and apparently under Chinese pressure traveled to Moscow as Vladimir Putin ordered his troops to march into Ukraine. Khan has now gone full tilt with his anti-Americanism by charging that opposition's call for a vote of no confidence in US conspiracy to oust his government. Hostile foreign interface was the main political argument that was used to dismiss the resolution and resolve the National Assembly. Khan is likely to double down on religious mobilization and anti-Americanism. That's all. If you like the video, please do share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you. Let us see the continuation in the next video.